Hey guys, it's Sam with 2Ms and welcome to this MYXclusive interview. As you guys can see, I have a very special guest here with me. He is a Jamaican Australian singer, rapper, producer, and multi-instrumentalist. So everyone, please welcome Jaycee.
Hey,
Woo!
thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Yes, we're so excited to have you, Jaycee. How have you been?
I've been amazing. I've just been working a lot in the studio a lot, just planning out a lot of new releases and just making a lot of TikTok videos and yeah, just that type of thing, doing a lot of content.
Yeah, I see on your social media too that you've been really putting out all that content, which is great. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
way of keeping busy nowadays too. But I know the last year has been crazy, for everyone. So how has it been for you adjusting to everything?
Yeah, it's in Perth, where I'm at right now, Perth, Australia. It hasn't been
Mhm.
too crazy. There's been a few restrictions, and
Mhm.
we've had to wear a mask now and again. But just as
Yeah,
a whole, I feel like for the Australian industry, like there's been
yeah,
no real shows going on. A lot of artists have been like, you know, they've had to kind of change their approach because a lot of artists they rely on just going out and touring, and that's how they make a living, and also that's how they build their fan base. So it's
hmm,
actually made a lot of artists be a lot more resourceful and a lot more adaptable, and they have
yeah,
to find new approaches to get their music out. And that's what
mhm,
I had to do. I had to come back into the studio and just like,
mhm,
focus on the music more, and because my studio is at my home, so I don't have to go anywhere. And also
yeah,
just get online and do
mhm.
live streams and talk to the fans all online and do some, it's been weird times, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's true. It is what it is. And I feel like a lot of us, that's exactly how we feel about
Yeah.
everything that's been going on. But can you take us through, like, what was it like for you before the pandemic when it came to your music? Because you, like what you said, now your studio is at home and you do a lot of
Yeah.
live shows through the internet. But before that, what was it like?
I've been on a crazy journey. Hey, like
Mm,
I started music back in 2017.
mm,
I was like so passionate about music straight out of high school. All I wanted to do was make music. So I went on the streets and I started playing all the cities around Australia, just busking with me and my guitar, singing out,
mhm,
just freestyling. And then I was like kind of getting a bit of a name just from local
mm,
hype. And I
mm.
saved up all my busking money and I built a studio at my home, just something simple. I
Wow.
got myself a laptop and
Mhm,
a microphone. This is a new microphone, but like just
mhm,
simple stuff. I probably spent about $1,000. And then I just started
mhm,
making beats and I started making all my own beats. I made hundreds of beats before I even
mhm,
jumped on the microphone. And I mean, I just came from a place of passion and love. And by 2018, I had a few songs out, and then I did this project in 2018 where I put out a song every single week with a music video for 6 months straight, and every single song was produced by me,
wow.
engineered, written by me, and yeah, it was called One Song, One Dream. It was kind of like,
Mhm,
I don't know anyone else who has done anything like that. So
mhm,
that's a big thing for me. And that kind of built me a bit of a fan base. And then,
mhm.
that was 2019, my bad. And then 2020, I did an Australian tour. I jumped on TikTok, which was awesome because that really started giving me exposure. I just hit 1 million followers on TikTok, by the way,
Oh,
for anyone who's
congratulations.
watching. And then by 2021, this is takeover. This is the year to take over, though. I'm gonna be putting out a lot of music, and I feel really good about the music I'm putting out, and I feel very
Mhm,
confident. And I'm also very excited to be reaching these international markets because
mhm.
this is my dream is to leave Australia and do tours all around the world. So
Mhm, mhm.
I'm feeling great this year. I'm very
Wow,
confident.
yeah, and it feels like you're such a go-getter. Ever since you started like making music, you haven't stopped, and you really kept like pushing everything that you've been doing with the music videos, the production, and all of that. But you said you started around 2017, if I'm not mistaken. So what do you think was like that push that made you actually decide, or like the awakening that made you want to
Yeah.
create music?
I mean, for me, it was something that I always just resonated with. Like I remember
Mhm,
being like young, like 8 years old, and like my mom got me a guitar for Christmas,
mhm,
and I would just strum it all day. I didn't get any lessons. I was just kind of playing
mhm,
on it, just making sounds. And I remember like being in the car when the radio was on, and I would hear artists, like people's music, but I wouldn't hear
yeah.
their words. hear my own version of how they like how
Oh.
I would have done the song. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it was
Yeah.
always something that resonated with me. Like I don't know if it's like a throwback thing because I'm half Jamaican. Like I have like Bob
Mm.
Marley in my blood or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I was like in the school band and
Hmm.
all that type of thing, and it's just something that just felt right. Like I always
Hmm.
loved creating, and I always loved writing. Like I was
Hmm.
writing just like poetry before I even started singing or rapping. You know?
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
it's something that's been around you like all your life and something that's really surrounded you since you were young. And that's really cool that you really were able to continue it all throughout your life and until now still creating music, still
Yeah.
doing all those creative things too. And you said you started with poetry. When it came to songwriting then, like what were like the themes that you were really drawn to writing about?
So I just love writing about like my experiences and just
Mhm.
how like this like how I see the world, you know, like I've got a lot
Mhm.
of I like to think my music's pretty personal to me. Like there's some songs that, you know, I just kind of make for fun, but for
Mhm.
the most part, it's very personal. Like going off the song I recently just put out, Quarantine Blues. I
Mhm.
actually wrote that after a little bit of a tour I did
Mhm.
at the end of last year, and I had to do a 14-day self quarantine. And I recently just broke up with my girlfriend before that, and I was in
Ooh.
this weird situation where I
Mhm.
was locked in my room. I didn't know if I was lonely or I
Mhm.
didn't know if I was just missing her or whatever. And
Mhm.
then one night I got really like really into it, and I just, you know, played on my computer, and that song
Yeah.
came out of me. I didn't even write it down; it just came out of
Mhm.
me. So like I like to write about my life, and I like to write about my experiences, and you know
Mhm.
I like to kind of paint um like paint a picture for people so they can relate to it as well. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I've had so many people hit me up, man, that song, oh, just what I needed to hear at this point in my life. So that's what I love to do, and that's kind of my goal. You know, I want
Mhm.
to change people's lives with my music.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm sure that's a crazy feeling when people tell you like, "Oh, this song like it really hit home for me." I mean, because that's your experience, and seeing other people relate to your
Yeah,
experience must be like such a trippy feeling. I can imagine. And
yeah,
I'm also really curious. Yeah, and I'm also really curious because, like you said, you're Jamaican. You have like that Bob Marley kind of like blood running through
yeah.
you. So who were like your influences when it came to music, especially when you were younger, that really awakened you to the beauty of music?
Oh, I have so many people I used to
Mhm.
listen to, and I still do
Mhm.
listen to. I remember like I was always brought up around like, you know, like uh funky sort of reggae R&B type of stuff. Like yeah, the Bob
Mhm.
Marley, and we also like all the Marleys really, not just Bob.
Mhm. Yeah.
And like I was always into that, like playing guitar and stuff. I was more into my traditional type of band music. And then I remember when I was probably like later high school, I got introduced to like 50 Cent and
Mhm.
Eminem and like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and all those like the
Mhm.
OGs. And that's when I fell in love with like hip hop, like rap music. And
Mhm.
yeah, I just started listening to them, and honestly, it just kind of blossomed from there. And now I'm just a big hip hop R&B fan, and you know,
Mhm.
I love Drake, I love, you know, Ross is an artist I love,
Mhm.
um, because he's got a similar story to me. I mean, there's so many artists out there. Like I appreciate old music, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I try to not get influenced too much.
Mhm.
So yeah, I listen to a lot, but I listen carefully. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like like how we all kind of listen to music, and we don't like. I love that you said you don't want to try to get influenced as much too. So with that, like JC, what kind of artist do you want to be, and how would you describe yourself as an artist?
I'm a like I'm authentic and original. Like I was saying before. So I'd say 98% of my catalog on Spotify
Mhm.
is entirely written, produced, mixed by me. So everything
Mhm.
is very I have full creative control. So, you know, it's when you listen to me, you get all of me. And also I like to think of someone who is giving a different perspective on hip hop or R&B or what you want
Mhm.
to call it. It's not that, you know, it's not, I wouldn't say I'm on trend. I wouldn't say I'm off trend. You know, I
Mhm.
wouldn't say I'm limited to any specific genre. I've got like
Mhm.
rock type songs. I've got reggae songs. I've got dancehall. I've got straight rap. So
Mhm.
the artist I want to be is versatile, and I want to be authentic, and I want to have a message that translates around the world. And I also want to
Mhm.
just make great music that makes people feel good. Like I'm all
Mhm.
about making people feel good, and music that makes me feel good, you
Yeah.
know? So I I just want to be the best artist I can be, and I just want to
Mhm.
take it to the top.
Mhm.
That's really the answer to that.
Yeah, I love that. You want to be the best artist that you can be. I mean, that's I feel like all of us as people, we try to be the best at whatever we're doing, right? And I love that you have that mindset too. But you also mentioned a while ago the project that you did, which was One Song, One Dream, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, where you released a new song and music video for like 6 months straight, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
So like, what made you decide to do something so huge and like so
Uh,
like big?
Yeah, so I was in a place where I was making a new song every single day. So I'd wake up,
Whoa.
I went in, I'd make a few beats before I knew I
Hmm.
had a new song. And then I was like, I had like, it was like a month of, it was like 2 months of doing that. So I had like
Hmm.
50 songs.
Hmm.
And I was like, damn, I can't just put out another album because no one knows who I am. They're not going to sit through like a 20-song album.
Hmm.
So I kind of was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do one a week because I followed Russ's journey, and I also just know
Hmm.
people want to listen to singles. But I was like, I
Yeah.
want to do something a little bit more than that. I was like, if you look at like every song that's blown up, they all have a music
Hmm.
video. Like Gangnam Style, it blew up with a music video, like you
Yeah.
had like, Hotline Bling music video. So I was like, let's just combine the two things and just do a music video and a song a week. And
Mhm.
I'm very fortunate because one of the people on my team is like one of the best like filmers and directors in Australia. So me and him just teamed up, and we did, the videos are like we just shot it in Perth. We shot every single video in
Mhm.
Perth, and it was just on the fly, and it was just good vibes. And yeah, we did 26 music videos, 26 songs,
Crazy.
and yeah, they're all on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it was crazy. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work,
Yeah.
but if it's not hard and it's not challenging, then it's not the right
Mhm.
thing. You're not doing enough.
That's true. That's true. But that's crazy. 26 songs with music videos, not just the songs, it's also the music video. So that was, I can imagine, like such a busy time in your life too. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
crazy.
sure every day is a busy day too, but that part, that time in your life was just so crazy. But
Yeah,
if you
that
were
was
to pick,
definitely
yeah,
yeah,
if you were to
hectic
pick,
moment.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But like if you were to pick like your favorite like thing or the favorite song and music video that you made for that project, which one would it be?
Oh, that project.
Hmm.
Oh man. Oh, there's so many good songs.
Yeah.
I found the fan favorite was
Hmm.
Message.
Hmm.
Um, and One of These Days. So
Hmm.
Message is like a kind of like a heartbreak type of vibe,
Yeah.
hip hoppy R&B sort of melodies more,
Hmm.
and then One of These
Hmm.
Days is kind of like a Kanye type beat, like very soul funk
Hmm.
beat, and then it's
Hmm.
like a mixture of melodies and rap. I think they
Hmm.
were the fan favorites, but
Hmm.
there's so many things that like I just don't have a big enough audience for them to
Hmm.
even have the chance.
Hmm.
There's a few favorites. Like Jump My Heart is a very good one. It's like a dance hall
Hmm.
type of
Hmm.
vibe. There's this. I'm proud of everything I put out, so
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
hard. But there's some good music there. There's some good
Yeah.
music
I love that. And I can imagine too, like with that whole process of creating all the music videos and all the music too, I can imagine you learned so much from that process too. What would you say was like the biggest thing you learned, maybe about yourself throughout that whole project?
Oh, expectation was something that that at the end of that project, it made me a better person. Not because I had so much catalog and I had fans and stuff, but because I
Hmm.
learned that expectation is the fastest way to disappointment. So what I had to do was reprogram my brain into not chasing but becoming. So like
Hmm.
I was trying to be Jaycee. I was trying to be the biggest artist. I was expecting this. I was, I felt deserving of something. But the
Hmm.
reality is, you got to be what you want before you ever are it. And also, you can't expect anything because no one owes you shit. So
Hmm.
that was something that really, One Song, One Dream really humbled me in that approach. Because before that, I was like, yeah, man, like I'm gonna put out a video, it's gonna blow up. I'm gonna put another video, it's gonna blow up. And then when you find out that it's a lot more harder and that no one really cares, you go, oh, okay. And you have to switch up your approach, and you have to, come back to why you do it, and what's so important about it, and then not care so much about the when and what. And you know, for me, it's about, yeah, becoming it before I am it, and that's what I'm doing now, and that's what I have done. Like, I already am the biggest star in the world. You're talking to the biggest star in the world. It's just now the universe is waiting to catch up, and yeah, and that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Oh, that is like such a great way to look at a lot of things. Like, it's just, like eventually it's all really gonna happen, and it's like all gonna line up to one day, which I think is such a way. It's such a great way of thinking too. And like what you said with this project, the One Song, One Dream. You said that you were at a point that you were making songs like every day, which I think is so crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you keep up like that creativity, and how do you not run out of things to do?
Oh, I mean, so yeah, so for me, it's like I don't feel like I can run out of it, because it almost feels so, when, like, I know when there's two ways of creating, at least for me. There's ways where there's a first way, you really like is a space where you're really thinking about it, and you're really like, writing, and you're like kind of trying to do it. Like, you might have a beat, and you're like, all right, let me see how I can jump on this. And then the second way is where I tend to only work from, or try to only work from, is where just is no, like, it just comes through you. Like, you're not even trying. It's like the beat's there, and it's like, this is the song. There's no other way it can be. This is just how it is. So when I come from that space, I don't know what that is. I think it's just being completely present with the art, and just being tapped into what you do. When it comes from that space, it literally feels like I have infinite ideas, and there's always something to write about. And I just don't think like I don't feel like I'll ever run out. And it's not, once you've made so many songs, like I've made like I have like 60 songs out, but I've probably made hundreds of songs. You kind of find out like a flow and a formula, and it actually isn't as hard as you would imagine. Like, you kind of just get your chorus, and then you just, like, you just kind of get in a flow, and before you know it, you've got a song. So I don't know. I don't feel like I'll run out of ideas, especially if I keep living. As long as I'm traveling and getting into relationships, and doing that type of stuff, I feel like I'll be good.
I feel like I need that level of like, like that creativity too, like to never run out and always be inspired. I mean, that's such an admirable thing too, with everything that's been going on. Like, it's so easy to get burnt out too, but it's nice to know that, you've always been keeping at it too.
You got to make sure you put yourself first sometimes, like you got to take a break, and you got to do some things that are on the completely other end of, music or whatever your grind is, and just, spend some time away from it. And that really helps a lot as well.
Oh yeah. So what are the things you do? Like, for example, when you feel like you're not like at your best or anything, what are the things that you do to kind of like get back there?
So I live really close to the beach, so I'm always like going down to the beach and swimming, and just like, looking at the water and whatnot, and just, visualizing. I love the beach, and I'm a big family man. I spend time with my family, my friends. I love to party, so I go out and party a lot. And, I do a lot of stuff. I like read, meditate, like do exercise. There's so many things.
Oh, Jaycee living the life, guys. I mean, living that close to the beach too, that's great. I mean, who wouldn't be inspired and creative after that? But I do want to talk about your newest or your latest release that you kind of already talked about a while ago, which was Quarantine Blues too. So I'm sure a lot of people have related to the song, because like the kind of the point that you were at when you wrote the song, some people have really also kind of experience like getting out of a relationship before quarantine. Like, I know a couple of people who also experienced that. So what made you kind of like, how does it feel actually to have people really relate to this song too, especially given the time that you released it in?
Yeah, it's crazy to see, the message spread so much. Like, that was actually a song that I wasn't planning to release because I thought it was more for me at the time. Like I said
Mhm.
earlier, like, you know, I was in lockdown. I was one night I was emotional. I didn't know if I was lonely because I was in a
Yeah.
room for 2 weeks, or, you know, I didn't know if I was missing someone. So it was kind of something, it just came out of me. I didn't even write it down, and it was, I thought it was good, but I was like, you know, it was like a release for me. It was like a diary entry.
Mhm.
And then I wasn't planning to release it. And then I was in Melbourne, in the car with like a bunch of the team, and I was like just playing like unreleased stuff. And I was like, oh, what do you guys think of this? And I put it on, and one of my like guys in the back was like tearing up pretty much. He was just like, you got to put this out. Like, you got to put this out. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, people need to hear this. And then when we came back to Perth, we shot the video and we dropped it. And I mean, the response has been pretty good. There's been like a lot of people messaging saying, you know, I just got to have a relationship and this has helped me a lot. And that's why I put the song out. It's not really, you know, I feel like it's a song that, you know, like the message is like people will like the words, you know what I mean? It's one of those songs, like, it's not like, oh, this is such a sick beat. Like, you know, it's just like, put this on and listen to it, and, you know, you'll feel it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, that's such a great feeling to like we said, you just really put it out for yourself, and to see like if other people relate to it, that's such a great feeling too. And you
Yeah.
also released a music video for this. So could you tell us more about like how it was creating the music video for Quarantine
Yeah,
Blues?
so we wanted to like kind of replicate what I went through.
Mhm.
So we like got like set up a studio in a hotel room, and like replicated a quarantine sort of thing. So there's like a time lapse of me like walking around, and then there's like me like, you know, on the computer, how I like made the song, singing it,
Mhm.
and then we got actually a female actor in it as well to kind of portray the, you know, the chick that I'm singing about.
Mhm.
She's in like another space, and like
Mhm.
we lit up both scenes differently. So all my scenes are shot in blue for Quarantine Blues, and then
Yeah.
all the scenes are shot in pink to kind
Yeah.
of represent the you know, the female and the male. And yeah, it was a simple clip. We did it in like 4 hours, and yeah, it's effective. Like, it's just effective for what the song is. Very
Mhm.
happy with how it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the whole split kind of thing, like the pink and the blue. I thought visually it was also really cool to see that kind of
Yeah.
like divide between the two people. But after Quarantine Blues and obviously all the music that you've made in you know, the past years, a lot of people are even more excited for where you're gonna go with your music and what else you've been working on. So Jaycee, what else can we expect from you? Like, what are your future plans when it comes to music?
Sweet. So I've got a new song coming out. What's the date?
Mhm.
In about
Same.
yeah, a little over a week. So the
Mhm.
14th, I've got a new one coming
Mhm.
out. And
Mhm.
then I'm going to go on a bit of a releasing sort of, you know, I want to release a few things because Quarantine Blues was like my second song of the year, but my first kind of Jaycee song of the year.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
yeah, I want to like, I've got like 60 songs now on my Spotify. I want to get up to 100 by the end of the year,
Wow.
because I just know,
Goals.
yeah, it's just like, you need catalog, you know,
Mhm.
people need to know who you are. And you know, I want to, when it really starts to pick up, I want to have a lot of music out so people know that there's an origin story and people can get a
Mhm.
real understanding of me. So we've got the new song coming out in like a week. Then I'm probably going to put another one out in about another 2 weeks after that. Yeah.
Wow. So we have so much to actually look forward to coming from Jaycee, guys, because his goal is 100 songs by the
I
end
want
of the
100
year.
songs. Yeah.
So that's a lot. Right now it's around like 60, right? So we have like 40 songs
Yeah,
to
it's
look
pretty
forward to.
ambitious for me. It's pretty ambitious, but we'll definitely put out like yeah, a
Mhm.
good batch this year.
Yeah, for sure. And we believe in you. We know that you got this. Like after talking to you for the past like 25 minutes, I feel like I can totally see you not running out of creativity and surprising all of us with those 40 songs by the end of the year. So we're all
Thank you.
really excited for all of your future releases. And we're also excited too that you're here on Mix. But before I let you go, Jaycee, do you have a message to everyone who's been supporting you and also your listeners in the Philippines?
Definitely. I love you guys so much. All the Philippine people. I can't wait to come out, do some shows in the Philippines. It's actually a dream of mine to be there and
Mhm.
performing for you guys and just in that beautiful country. So yeah, soon, hopefully soon.
Yes, hopefully soon. You're always welcome here when things are totally okay too. So we can't wait to have you over on our side. Well, we're kind of on the same side, so on our islands too. So yeah, and to everyone who tuned into this MYXclusive interview, make sure to check out all of Jaycee's music. Like he said, he has like 60 songs in his catalog on multiple digital streaming platforms, so you guys can check that out. And that includes his latest release, which is Quarantine Blues. You guys can check that out as well. And Jaycee, where can everyone follow you on your social media?
So yeah, Instagram, just Jaycee, Jaycee, AU, Jaycee
Mhm.
AU. And
Mhm.
then if you want to follow my TikTok, it's just Jaycee. And then YouTube, Jaycee. If you search Jaycee, you'll find stuff. Yeah, you'll find
Mhm.
something.
Perfect. Okay, so guys, make sure to follow Jaycee on all of his social media to keep updated on his music and everything that he has going on. And don't forget to follow us, Mix, on our social media pages as well. And also, if you guys haven't heard, we have a very exciting event that you guys can look forward to. That is Ben and Ben in concert that is happening this May 22, Saturday at 7 p.m. And you can get your tickets at www.kumu.live, and you can get two kinds of tickets: general admission and VIP. And the VIP has a meet and greet with Ben and Ben, so make sure to get your tickets for Ben and Ben in concert, which is presented by Kumu Live Events and Mix. So once again, thank you so much, Jaycee, for hanging out with me today.
Hey, thank you for having me. It was such a good chat.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you as well to everyone who tuned into this MYXclusive interview. Once again, this has been Sam with two M's and Jaycee.